Hannah Nice here, head trainer and co-founder of the Magnetic Mind certification here at Conscious Education. This is a live session that has been filmed in our Magnetic Mind Masterclass, which is a coaching program. If you hear me refer to attendees, this was a live session inside the program. You won't be able to comment or chat with me, obviously. Enjoy the session and subscribe, hit that notification button, and share the session if you feel this is valuable. Bye for now.
Maybe you've heard me say that before. For those of you who are completely new to this, this might be your first time hearing me say that. But those of you who've been with us for a while, you might have heard me say that before, that it is so powerful to be able to rise above the circumstances, right? So, and it is something that that is crucial, right? So in this different awareness, right? Not better, just different, of understanding that we are super conscious and we can consciously hone in on that level of awareness that we've got access to. It is just so powerful to go, yeah, that's the awareness that we have available, and that will allow me to take a step back or rise above it, whatever way you want to put it, to then go, okay, so what's the truth here, right? And this is the only way, really, and the most specific way to ensure we do take the correct action, right? So that is so important. And I don't know if you saw the topic for today's session. We're talking about neutralizing charged actions today. And it absolutely goes along the lines of rising above the circumstances and being able to take the correct action. Because what is just true is that when we're responding to something and we're all charged and all emotional, our response is not true. What happens when we simply just react out of an emotional charge, we just might take the incorrect action, leading us astray from what it is that we're creating, right? So it's really important to get to a place where we're actually able to understand that, yeah, so this is what's going on, here's what's happening, and then also knowing what really it is that we can do to still go and again go and then go, okay, so based on everything that's happening, that's information that I have available. Let's make sure to get to the core. Let's get to the truth. Let's get to what is there minus the charge. And who would love that? Who would love that, to be able to go, you know what? Yeah, I'm getting really emotional. Something's going on. And I'm still able to then go, okay, let's neutralize this. Let's really make sure we've got the relevant information available, all of it, and then act on truth. Hey, yeah, I know. So yeah, and it's really important to understand that, and let me know if you agree. When we are really emotional, when we are supercharged, we might just get the wrong information, meaning, and just think about it for a moment, when you were really angry at someone, the last time that happened, what is it that usually happens? So you're really just so super upset, angry. Your whole experience goes a certain way, right? Your whole experience goes a certain goes down a certain path, right? Absolutely, yes, there's a trigger, you're in defense, and you take identity level action. Love it, Annika. Yeah, torpedo the whole thing and walk away, right? Yeah, right. Absolutely, yes. And what happens then is we don't really take into consideration all the information that is available, right? And let me know if you agree. When we're really emotionally charged, we jump to conclusions, we're in a state of judgment. And what this does is it really narrows down the focus, and we only ever get to see and get to perceive information that is actually adding to that, right? That is adding to that, that is confirming our ways of perceiving the other person, perceiving the situation, blame, judgment, whatever it is that we're feeling. Yeah, right. And it just happens. So we might go out and take a decision and take an action step. And most likely that happens. That really doesn't take into consideration all the information that is available. And a really, really simple example. For example, you're in traffic and you're driving, and it's a busy afternoon in the city. Quite a lot of traffic going on, and then you're in your lane, and then a car comes and just cuts you off and just stops right in front of you, and you really have to be so heavy on the brakes to make sure to stop as well. And you really get pissed at that person in the car in front of you, right? I bet many of you already had that experience when you go, okay, so you're in this busy traffic and you're just moving along and just surfing along and just making sure everything's going great. And then somebody just cuts you off and stops right in front of you, and you have to really step on the brakes to ensure you really come to a full stop and no accident happens, right? Matthew says never. Right. It's really important to notice, okay, so in the very moment you're charged, right? This sucks. What is that guy, that lady doing? Why are they even driving? And take their driver's license away. That was just crap. You're not allowed to drive here. That was dangerous, right? And you get really, really angry at that person, and you go, okay, yeah, here I am in my human experience. I'm being judgmental. That sucks, right? Excuse my French. Now, if you would know that this person is just rushing their sick child to the hospital, and you had that added information available, changes the whole story, right? And that's just a really, really simple example. But if you were to know in that situation that that this was true, that this person is just doing the best they can to rush their sick child to the hospital, and it's really, really urgent for them, and they're just taking every opportunity to go faster, what would you feel then? What would you think then? Can you see how that changes? Can you see how that shifts, right? And this is just a really, really simple example, but it applies to everything. And it happens quite easily, especially with all the things that happen as a consequence of other people's choices and behavior. Hey, it happens all the time. I mean, we're not alone on this planet. We're surrounded by others, and just as we are choosing and creating and taking decisions and taking steps, others do that as well, right? And it might add to our life's experience in a way that we go, wow, not sure if I like it, to put it politely, right? It happens. However, what is really important is that we need to detach from that reactive focus. We need to detach from that way of just, this is what happened. I'm super upset. I'm anxious. I'm angry. And now I react just to make that go away. Can you see that? This is what usually happens, right? So something pops up and we get so emotionally charged, and then we react, and just to make the pain go away, just to make the charge go away, and that will lead to action taking that is actually not at all in the focus to what it is that we truly choose, right? Yeah, absolutely, Vivian. We need to shift this, and we can, right? And that is something that absolutely, yes, takes practice, right? So when we're starting out on this journey, we're learning this new skill to choose our true choices, to manifest our true choices, to come from that super conscious awareness, right? It takes time to have it all settle in and to have it become second nature, and to not give in to that yeah, super highway that has been created in our brain to just react and go for whatever comes up first, but to really establish the new neural connections and really practice. So this gets solidified and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And this becomes our new superhighway of rising above the circumstances and going, okay, so let's just take a look at the facts and just observe and go, okay, so with everything that I'm experiencing as a human being, that's completely fine. I also do know that I have the super conscious awareness available. I can absolutely shift and come from what's there in terms of relevant information, all of it, to then act on truth, right? Yeah, somebody just typed in, I chose not to be angry any longer. I don't like the feeling of anger and rage. It's just the truth that we are emotional beings, right? So we cannot really choose to become non-emotional because we're human beings. There's no way around it. Emotions is what really helps our unconscious run the body, right? This is the way our unconscious is communicating with us. And emotions aren't bad as such, right? Who doesn't love the feeling of awe and excitement when we're creating something amazing and we just love the experience of it? When we want to be emotional in these cases, right? We're human beings, and that is part of what we get to experience here on our human journey. So it's not about really getting away from emotions, because it's human nature, right? It's human nature. And the truth is, if we don't allow ourselves the feelings that we're feeling, and we compartmentalize them in good and bad emotions, guess what happens? And this is something that is so important. And I'm really glad you brought up that point. So to the unconscious, there's no difference between good and bad emotions. That's a self-conscious process, right? So the self-conscious is able to apply logic and go, so to me, self-conscious, this is a good emotion, this is a bad emotion. To the unconscious, all emotions are emotions. And it is just about the only way the unconscious is able to differentiate is between supercharged emotions and less charged emotions. So in the very moment that we go, I don't want to feel anger, I don't want to feel stress, we send a message to the unconscious going, we don't want to feel supercharged emotions. We don't want to feel intense emotions. So the unconscious will get the message, okay, we better numb down any intense emotion. And that will mean also numbing intense love, intense joy, intense excitement, intense peace, intense everything. Everything will be numbed, right? So if we don't allow ourselves the one end of the scale, we also don't allow ourselves the other end, because that's just how the unconscious is structured, right? So really, really important. It's not about getting rid of emotions, because again, it's just part of the human experience. It's part of the human journey. This is how we are designed. And I think it's beautiful. And it is just about really noticing, okay, so sometimes we might have a charge on something. And this charge might lead to us making decisions based on not all the information that is available. And that is where we want to go and take a look and go, okay, so yes, here I am. I'm just angry. I'm anxious. I'm whatever. To then go, okay, so here's the thing. We rise above the circumstances. We get into the connection with our superconscious awareness, with our true end result, observe the facts for what they are, and then go, okay, so let's act on truth. What's the higher way to deal with this? And what is the true response here? So what is the next obvious action step? Really detaching it from that reacting, resolving, problem solving oscillation pattern, right? And that is absolutely what you can do. And yeah, it's really, 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 really powerful and super important. Hey, wouldn't we all want to be able to take a step back and take a look at the truth and just act on what's really true, right? Instead of just reacting to charged emotions. It's really absolutely a big shift, and it's an absolute game changer once we practice this. And this is absolutely also speaking from personal experience. So yeah, Really, really important. Yeah, and I mean, emotions are life, hey. Emotions is part of how we experience life. And when you're feeling emotions, it's basically also a nice confirmation that you're alive, right? That you're connected, that you're in it, and that you have a body, and that you're here experiencing yourself. And it's part of it. It's part of it, right? And I truly do believe that there's no sense in putting messages out there. You need to get rid of negative emotions, because it's not really about getting rid of them. It's really just taking that energy and transforming it into something that serves what it is that is true to us, right? Because we are emotional beings, and one of the beauties in life is that we get to experience emotions. Again, like I said, awe, wonder, excitement, love, connection. Wouldn't want to get rid of that, would you? Right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Jenny, this is a point that applies to all emotions. Jenny just typed in, sometimes our negative emotions are telling us something. All emotions are telling us something. They're all messengers. They're all messengers, and they're the ways of the unconscious communicating with us, right? So a stressed emotion is just a message from the unconscious. Hey, people, I think this is not safe, right? And it's just the way that an unconscious communicates with us. It's just what happens. And it's just important to understand that we do have that amazing capability to rise above what's there in our human experience, and then go, okay, so let's just neutralize the charge, and let's just go, okay, so what's the information, what is there, and then really take the correct action based on truth, in connection with our choices, in connection with our true end results, right? Yeah, Matthew, it's all about awareness. It's all about awareness. And one of the things that you're practicing here inside this program, and if you haven't noticed yet, it's a really, really big part of it. It's really that consistent awareness around who we are as human beings and all the capabilities that we have access to, that we can practice to really ensure we get to a place where our human experience is just our human experience based on our choices. It's not moving beyond that. It's not getting rid of the human factor, if that makes sense. It is all about becoming aware of the capabilities that we have that are beyond what we've been educated and conditioned to believe. We do have a superconscious. We all have that. We do have the capability to predominantly create our lives, and practicing that awareness is a lot of what we're doing here. And who would agree that this is the case? Who would agree that this is the case? That a lot of things that you are doing here, making your true choices, jumping on the recode calls, moving forward with your lenses, taking action, meditating, you're really also getting into an expanded state of awareness around what it is that you are capable of as a human being, right? It's a lot of what we're doing here. And this is what is creating the shift. This is what is creating the shift, right? Practicing that and just really taking advantage of everything that we have access to, right? We've just been led astray. We've been so conditioned to believe that we are limited and that a few chosen ones have got access to, you know, more information and to magic, so to say. And it's just not true. It's just not true. We are super conscious human beings who are absolutely capable, each and every one of us, to create our chosen magic, whatever it is that we choose to create, right? Absolutely, Matthew, we are powerful. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Feli, I love it. Feli just tapped in, I love the day intention meditation. And this is one of the ways that you really get to ensure you are in your higher frequency, you are in your higher awareness, right? Meditation is absolutely crucial for that, right? Meditation is crucial for that. Doing your lenses, taking the action, doing your choices, jumping on these recode sessions to really ensure we shift and change the codes that are no longer in alignment with it, with what it is that you're creating, right? So yeah, where's our focus? So true, Katarina. It's good to have you on. I just saw your name pop up. It's just true. Hey, where's the focus? And it's really important to just notice that we can focus on our self-conscious, unconscious human ways. We can focus on just what's there from our human perception, and we can also go, let's expand that, let's shift that, let's really rise above. Let's rise above, gain the information that's available from a higher perspective, from our superconscious awareness, with all the information that is available, to then come down again with all the relevant information and take the obvious correct action, right? So, and again, it's not about getting rid of emotions. Emotions are beautiful. Emotions are absolutely fascinating. Sometimes I really do explore the ways the body is actually creating all these sensations that I then label as a certain emotion. And it might be just me, but I find it completely fascinating to go, okay, so right now when I'm in the state of awe and wonder, what are the actual physical sensations that have me go, yeah, this is awe, this is wonder. Where do I feel it? What's my heart doing? What's the muscle tension doing? Are there any chills that I'm getting? What is it really that makes up this beautiful container, this experience of awe and wonder based on what I feel on my body? It's absolutely fascinating to me. Absolutely. And I just love that we as human beings were capable of having that experience, right? Not just like robots moving on with our lives, but really just having these emotions and being able to add some more juice to the right? So I think it's fascinating. And again, even if you don't agree, it's just who we are. We're emotional beings, and here we are, ensuring we really get to to leverage to the max what we've got access to. So today I really wanted to show you a way how you can neutralize charged actions. I really wanted to give you a way that you are able to rise above the circumstances whenever you need. And I really want you to have that opportunity today where you can go, okay, so let's gain some clarity here. Let's go of the charge, and let's really ensure I've got access to all the information and really gain clarity around, okay, so what's the higher way here? What's the true response? What's the obvious action, right?